Hi, I'm LP Master 6. Welcome back to Pokemon Yellow. This time we will be exploring Route 25. I just got down from Mount Moon, but I'm ready. And this guy has a new Pokemon to show us. It is a fighting type. Machop! You can tell it's a fighting type from its sexy bulging muscles and its ribs that seem to be poking out. I never understood this sprite of Machop at all, but here we go. We're going to use Vine Whip, and I bet he's going to use Karate Chop, and I bet it's going to crit. No! Okay, Karate Chop always seems to crit. I don't know if it has a higher chance or what, but we're just going to keep using Vine Whip because we kind of suck. Bulbasaur's regular attack is nothing to write home about, at least. Bulbasaur I have used more than any other Pokemon on Earth. So I tend to know his moves like the back of my hand, but sometimes I'm a failure. I really need to buy potions. And we are not going to swap out. So I bet I can kill this Pokemon in one hit. Even if we were like level 10, we can probably kill him in one hit. We finally got to show how good grass moves are on rock Pokemon. They decimate them because their special stats are so low. You worked hard. Red God. Blah, blah, blah. What? Bulby is evolving? Bulby evolved into Ivysaur. Don't worry, he still keeps the nickname Bulby forever. Drat! A Zubat bit me back in there. The Seed Pokemon. The bulb on its back grows by drawing energy. It gives off an aroma when it is ready to bloom. I want to know what kind of aroma. Does it smell good? Does it smell strange? Awful? Poignant? Pungent? Synonyms? Antonyms? Yeah, you saw our stats there. I don't really recognize the differences because I don't pay attention to that sort of thing. But I'm going to go ahead and heal Ivysaur and come back. Okay, we are back, and I am probably going to end up cutting this fight out. Local trainers come here to practice. I don't know why I gave him such a gruff voice. All Pokemon have weaknesses. It's best to raise different kinds. You're going to see Bill? First, let's fight! The trail below is a shortcut to Cerulean City. That's right. We will be using that to leave later once we finally reach the end of the route. Alright, actually, I take back what I just did because I know exactly who is coming up next. A trainer with a new Pokemon. Beware, do not fight this trainer if you have already messed up and fought the trainer in the Cerulean City gym or that junior trainer in Route 24 in the grass that I avoided to set up a glitch. You can use this guy to set up a glitch. You won't be able to do it for a good bit later in the game, but it is still possible. But I'm going to go ahead and fight him because I've set up the quick version of the glitch. Dad took me to a great party on SS Anne at Vermilion City. A ship? So this guy's new Pokemon is a Slowpoke, a water type. What's good against water? Well, electric and grass. But we want Bulby to get some experience. He just took out a level 17 Onix in one hit. It's going to take at least 2 hits for this Slowpoke here. Whoa. Oh, that's right. He just used a Psychic move, which is super effective on poison. That always confused me as a kid. I was like, how is that super effective on me? So I always forgot Slowpoke was poison. I mean, the Bulbasaur is poison, not Slowpoke. Slowpoke is not a psychic type. So he didn't even get stabbed from that, and it still did quite a bit of damage. I'm not mad! On SSN, I saw trainers from around the world. Yes, since my Pokemon are so low level, after about every trainer I have been going back and healing. It's so obnoxious, but I just want to save my money for more important stuff. So I decided to not buy potions and just waste my own time. Hi, my boyfriend is cool. Actually, I believe this trainer is required. Alright, well last time I talked about Pokeballs, but I left out a neat fact about how, according to that Japan exclusive Pokédex book, they were invented in 1925. In the anime especially, and sometimes in the games, you can see remnants of older precursors to Pokeballs. There's a whole lot of neat lore to the series, being, you know, one of the biggest media franchise of all time. So as you can imagine, alright, already gonna have to swap out and go back and heal after this fight. That does get a little bit old, just a little bit. Originally, instead of catching Pokemon in Pokeballs, even though you were supposed to keep them in capsules, you would convince them to come with you. I love it when RPGs do that. Where you just kind of use your charisma stat. That's what you were originally going to have to convince Pokemon to come with you. So I guess if they were higher level, they'd be harder to convince. I'm not sure. I don't think that got that far in development, but it's still pretty cool. Female. Sure, we'll swap Char in for the experience. And then swap him back out because I forgot he has 11 HP. But a lot of other RPGs seem to do that nowadays. I know Undertale made it popular with the whole pacifism thing, but I've also seen Persona 1 do it because my friend Drew forced me to play that with him. Nothing against Persona, but against Persona 1. Just a very old school RPG. Came out the same year as this, I believe, 96. That has a fun mechanic where you can try to, like, basically barter with the enemy instead of fight them. Originally, also, Creatures Inc., the developers had a demo that was kind of like Pokemon, where it was about trading creatures and battling them, named Toto. But they respected Satoshi Tajiri so much, they abandoned their project and put all their effort into Pokemon. Very nice of them. However, there was one person who was supportive of the project. Mainly, for the most part, he loved the concept. I wish my guy was as good as you. But he famously disliked RPGs. He wasn't aware of what the gameplay was going to be for this game. So he said, we have the concept, but what is the gameplay? Satoshi Tajiri had been playing Dragon Warrior, now known as Dragon Quest in the West, I believe, at the time, and he was a big fan of Square Enix's RPGs. Of course, they were two separate companies back then, Square and Enix, but he said, definitely an RPG, nothing else would work. And the man who did not like RPGs, very famously, was Shigeru Miyamoto, and he basically went, oh, come on, why? And I haven't heard much of his development in the project after that. I messed up. This is a hiker. I didn't want to leave Char in front. So Miyamoto desperately tried to convince Tajiri that the game would work with a regular action game. There was no need to ruin it by making it an RPG. Tajiri said there was no way to get... hold on, I'm not so sure about this part, but as far as I remember, he basically said there was no way to get as attached to the characters without making it an RPG. He said the game would work perfectly this way. I think he made the right call, but I'm not so sure. Can you imagine if Pokemon had ended up being some other kind of game? Also, you want to talk to this guy as far away as you possibly can. I'm a cool guy. I've got a girlfriend. Oh, darn. Oh well, my girl will cheer me up. It is presumed, although technically I guess this is a fan theory. This is not canon because you don't see them interact. But this guy and this girl are dating. It is only to be presumed. We cannot be sure. TM19. This guy, if you only interact with him while he's up here, will block the way because we still can't do anything about these bushes. So you can get that early by talking to him from a distance and opening that up. But what is TM19? Because honestly, I have no idea. Seismic Toss. Ooh, that's a good move. I usually teach that to my buddy here, Char. That is a move that will do... It's a fighting type move, but the type actually doesn't matter because it does damage equal to the opponent's level. So, especially right now, that's very useful. So yeah, I went back to heal, and this was what I was talking about. If you missed TM19, it is just gone. Oh well. I knew I had to fight you! How long have you known? Let's show off Seismic Toss really quickly. And that did way more than Char would have done otherwise. I knew I'd lose too! Then why? Why'd you know you had to fight me? If your Pokemon gets confused or falls asleep, switch it! That's not always the best advice, you know. And our final trainer. Do we have to fight her? We do. This is a required battle. Okay, let's do it. My friend has a cute Pokemon. I'm so jealous. Apparently she has ugly Pokemon and she mistreats them. Because no one in this world treats their Pokemon properly. It's just like real life with animals. That's right. Treat your animals properly. Like human beings. That's my vegan PSA of the day. Of this episode. And we are already getting pretty good type coverage. I'm kind of surprised. Feels good. This would be a good time to talk about the lore of the series as it's presented in that Pokédex book I keep bringing up. Again, you can go watch the Did You Know Gaming video, but we are about to encounter Bill finally, so I guess I'll hold off maybe for next time. Well, this fight's going to last a little while. I guess I can go ahead and start. So, in the book, it says that Pokemon first existed 2 million years ago, but that they were discovered in 18th century France by Baron Tajirin. Get it? Tajirin? Satoshi Tajiri, who originally discovered 30 Pokemon. This is actually a sly reference to, in the original coming up with the concept of the game, Tajiri thought, oh, with technical limitations, we could probably fit 30 Pokemon on the Game Boy. And boy, was he wrong. Pokemon actually originally had 190 Pokemon in it. And based on the index numbers, we can find out in what order they were made, what order the Pokemon were conceived by index number. I would tell you the first one, but we haven't encountered it yet. But mostly at the beginning, it's dinosaur-like Pokemon, and then Clefairy. And it just keeps going along. Now, you've noticed the dinosaur theme, right? The starters are all like relatives of dinosaurs. Lizards and Bulbasaur's kind of a reptilian frog creature. Oh, it still keeps its dinosaur roots from early in development. And a lot of those Pokemon that went unused and got scrapped, were later used in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I'm not so jealous. You came from Mount Moon? May I have a Clefairy? You wish. You can actually bring her a Clefairy and it doesn't do anything. She just asked the question again. It's not a real trade. Sea Cottage. Bill lives here. Let's look around a little bit. This is the edge of the map. Actually, I haven't shown the map. I need to give you a little bit of perspective every once in a while, huh? Here we are. Route 25. This is everywhere we've been, except Diglett's Cave. What was that? Now, I will point out in the manual, the cave northwest of Cerulean City is in the manual as Unknown Dungeon. And it's not on our map here. Or at least there. I think maybe if you keep scrolling, but I don't want to spoil every location. There's actually nothing to do here outside of that hidden item I just grabbed. And Bill's house. Huh? Still confused. Okay, we'll walk around without you. If you leave, Pikachu just comes with you. It doesn't do anything funny. You can't abandon Pikachu. Teleporter is displayed on the PC monitor. Hiya, I'm a Pokemon. No, I'm not. Call me Bill. I'm a true blue Pokémaniac. Hey, what's with that skeptical look? I'm not joshing you. I screwed up an experiment and got combined with a Pokemon. We never find out what Pokemon he is, at least in this game. So how about it? Help me out here. No thanks. No! Come on, you gotta help a guy in deep trouble. What do you say, Chief, please? Okay, alright. When I'm in the teleporter, go to my PC and run the cell separation system. Very curious Pikachu. What happens if we just leave? I think it resets the whole thing again. I don't think there's any funny text. Comment if there is funny text. Red initiated teleporter cell separator. Shock. I love that so much. Automated walking. Yeehaw! Thanks, bud. I owe you one. So, did you come to see my Pokemon collection? You didn't? That's a bummer. I've got to thank you. Oh, here, maybe this'll do. Red canonically screws you out of seeing his Pokemon collection. That cruise ship, SSN, is in Vermilion City. Its passengers are all trainers. They invited me to their party, but I can't stand fancy dues. That sentence really confused me as a kid. I didn't know what that meant. Why don't you go instead of me? Yeah, okay, he just says the same thing again. Thank you for the ticket. That's right, Red wasn't interested. Red just wants to explore and help a guy out. He wants to fill up his Pokédex his own way. At least that's how I interpreted it as a kid. Although I still thought it was kind of stupid. Alright, we got Pikachu back. Let's go! We're going to take the shortcut back this time. While we relax a little bit. And some of those Pokemon were scrapped evolutions. Pikachu was originally intended to evolve twice. Its final evolution got cut entirely. Some Pokemon that were scrapped from this game were again going to come back in Generation 2, but got scrapped all over again. So there's a lot of interesting designs. Oh, the police officer has moved, but says the same exact line of text. So let me heal first. See, this is the cave I was talking about. We cannot access the water. We cannot swim. So, no way to get there yet. But let's go in here. Ooh. Team Rocket must be trying to dick their way into no good. What? Those miserable Rockets. Look what they did here. They stole a TM for teaching Pokemon how to dig holes. That cost me a bundle, it did. And they dug their way out of the back. And he's still back here. I always thought this was so stupid as a kid. This makes no sense. I know we're not supposed to think about it. Hey, stay out! It's not your yard. Huh? Me? I'm an innocent bystander. Don't you believe me? Oh boy, yet another Rocket to fight. Why did he rob that particular house? To learn how to dig. Let's beat him up and find out. Ooh, Char's not going to be so great for this. Wait. Oh, I forgot he had Seismic Toss for a second. Let's see. God, Machop is powerful. I want me one of those guys. Jesus Christ, we got to get him out of there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try Bulby. This is making me nervous. These Machop and their critical hits. So, continuing what I was saying about the lore in the series. Ugh. So ready to kill this guy. No, please, why? Was that a 1 in 256 chance? Every move will miss. 1 in 256 times due to a programming error, if I haven't already said that. Drowsy. This is a psychic type, so we are not going to use Bulby. We're going to let Char get some experience and not actually do any fighting. Alright, swap back to Fabric. Okay, sorry guys. So, Pokemon studies were rampant throughout Europe, and then in 1899, Professor Westwood, his Japanese name being Nishinomori, a combination of one of the lead directors of the games, some lead designer in some way, and Ken Sugimori, the artist behind Pokemon, the main artist at least. But that literally translates to Westwood. So that's his English name, unofficially I guess, because this whole thing was never localized. He started studying Pokemon in Japan, or Kanto. The Kanto region might have originally supposed to be in Japan in the games, but we'll never know. And he discovered Pokemon evolution. Because for a good 150-ish years, nobody knew they evolved. Eventually, Professor Westwood brought up the Pokemon number of being discovered from 30 to 80. And then in the modern times, Professor Oak... God, wish we had some awakening right about now. Drowsy is creepy. Just look at that sprite. Likes to put people to sleep. That's his favorite thing in the world. My God, please wake up! I haven't really talked about sleep. I think it's 2 to 5 turns. Completely random. Oh, this isn't good at all. What do we do? What do we do? We can't really... I mean, we can send out Bulby. But Fabric's still going to be asleep. Let's chance it. Oh, no. That's it. That is very disappointing. I can only hope that he uses Hypnosis and misses. I think we may have done it. I think Char may have done it. That's our first time Pikachu fainted, isn't it? Go, Char. You earned it. Ooh. Okay, Leer. Leer is good. I'll take Leer. That lowers defense. I'd rather lower defense than attack, so we'll get rid of Growl. Leer is essentially just Tail Whip. I don't know if there are any differences. And I know that low health beeping is obnoxious. Stop! I give up. I'll leave quietly. Okay, I'll return the TM I stole. I better get moving. Bye. Alright, well... let's be good citizens and return it. I figure what's lost is lost. I decided to teach Diglett how to dig without a TM. Well, we're not that good of trainers, I guess. Yeah, you say the same thing. I believe the cop says the same thing. For the rest of the game, just stands there and says the same thing. But we will actually teach Dig, because it's a useful move. And we will teach it to our buddy Char. This is a ground type move. It takes 2 turns to execute. You are almost invulnerable once you burrow into the ground, and then the next turn you'll burrow up and do damage, essentially. And I guess we'll go ahead and get rid of the move we just learned, Leer, because it's not like I ever use it much anyway. Alright, we are steadily getting more powerful. Back through the house now that we've healed yet again. The only way around Cerulean City or out of Cerulean City to actually make progress is through this house, at least until we can cut down those stupid bushes finally, but we still can't do that yet. Speaking of, this is Route 9. But we can't do anything here. Either way, I think this is a decent place to stop. Let me finish my sentence about Professor Oak, though. In the modern day, Professor Oak is the leading Pokemon researcher in the world, and his region of the world, Japan/Kanto, is where all the research is taking place. It's the center. It's no longer Europe. And Professor Oak brought the amount of discovered Pokemon, number of discovered Pokemon, not amount, that's technically grammatically incorrect, from 80 in 1889 or 1899, all the way up to 150. I've been avoiding telling you how many there are, just so you can see how big the game is for yourself, but we are actually on the way to discovering the 151st Pokemon, which is normally unobtainable. That's what setting up that glitch is for. But more on that next time. I love you guys. I'm LP Master 6.